and welcome back to another episode of Put the Phone Down, where me and Meg discuss certain topics. And the idea of this is we put our phone down for half an hour, and we talk about topics that are trending at the moment. Meg, as usual, you've got some topics you want to speak about.
As always, yeah.
What do you want to discuss?
It's kind of like a life moment that happened to us recently when your phone broke.
Oh, bloody hell, yeah.
On our way to Manchester, everything was fine in the morning, then all of a sudden Jake's phone wouldn't work for about 3 hours. Yeah. And it was not a nice time, let me tell you. It just makes me think, because obviously for those 3 hours you were kind of freaking out a bit. The fact
that... it's because I was just worried about emails and messages and important notifications that I needed to deal with. Yeah. And literally not having my phone for 3 to 4 hours. I don't know if it was anxiety, but I was freaking out. Or I was getting really pissed off over nothing. Yeah. And then ended up getting a new phone, and then I looked at my phone. I was like, I got a few emails come through, and I'm worrying over nothing.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I think because I understand from a businessman's point of view. Yeah. You do need your phone, constantly and stuff like that. But it's kind of this thing that I think of recently, and I think in general, are people addicted to using the phone, addicted to using some form of technology like that, because you can feel like you're so disconnected from everything, which freaks a lot of people out. I mean, for me personally, I think I'd be all right. Yeah. Because, I might message my friends a little bit and stuff like that. And my emails are on my phone, but I'm not as, crazy busy in touch with people like you are.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I think in today's world, it's there's a lot of people who are totally reliant on having a phone in the hand.
I think I'm definitely that way.
Yeah.
So I can just not jot that down. I'm definitely that way where I'm obsessed about having my phone on me, and I freak out a bit when I've not got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought to myself, I could do without having my phone and it won't bother me. But obviously that proved otherwise. Because it was it's normally the busiest time of the day for me, where it's from, I don't know, from 9 till 12 is normally when I get my most emails and messages and stuff like that. So I was freaking out a bit, and I didn't realise how obsessed I was about having my phone.
Yeah.
But
I think that is a general feeling for most people though, because you've become very reliant on them, and it's you couldn't imagine going back now to a time where you just had one of them Nokia bricks.
I wish you could do, to be honest.
To be fair,
like I say, I was too busy climbing trees and picking my nose when I had my Nokia 8210 and stuff like that. So I wish I could go back to them days, but now I've just kind of got myself. I mean, it's my own fault because I'm promoting myself on social media a lot, working a lot, networking a lot. So, a lot of people want to get in touch with me on a regular basis, and the way of doing that is through the phone. But and I mean, that's the reason why we do this, to be honest, because it's kind of getting me out of that way of being gelled to my phone all the time, and literally just put the phone down and discuss certain things.
Yeah.
Just get everything off our chest.
Get everything off our chest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. It's I don't know, it was just a weird one. Because I remember being sat in the train just constantly thinking everything over. Shit, I'm expecting this email, that message. Mm-hmm. What happens if they're getting in touch with me? What happens if these get in touch? And I'm just building these scenarios in my head over absolutely nothing.
That's the thing. I think me and you are quite different in that way. It's a different scenario because you're the owner of a business. Everybody comes to you. You are constantly in need of that contact with your clients and stuff, and other members of staff. Whereas I think for me, I could probably go a day without using my phone, and I might think every so often I'd like to just check on something or whatever. But I think I could go a while without using it.
I mean, that's why I probably look forward to the weekend. Yeah. Because I love my Monday to Friday. I love that. I love my job. Love everything I do. But then at the weekend, you don't get as many emails, as messages, and that anxiety. I don't know if it is anxiety. I don't know what it is. A feeling, but where that feeling just goes away Saturday and Sunday. But then the second I get a message on Sunday night, I get a wave of right.
We're back into it. Yeah.
And then I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I've got anxiety or not, but I don't know, that feeling. It just feels. I just need to have my phone on me all the time. The fact of not having it with me drives me crazy.
But that's what makes me think people are so dependent on using the phones, on like going on social media, and like a lot of things that you see, you wonder whether, you know, like to believe it or not. So like, for example, news articles and stuff like that, it's like, am I only believing this because it's on social media, and social media is like the holy grail of news now and stuff. And it's like the most recent thing is obviously Elon Musk and his Cybertruck. The Cybertruck and the window smash when it was meant to be indestructible and all this kind of stuff. Now, everyone seemed to be like really shocked by that. Like, oh, I can't believe that's happened.
Lost something like 600 million or something within an hour. Like his net worth or something like that.
But then at the same time, I think pre-orders for that truck.
Yeah, I think they've skyrocketed, haven't they? Yeah.
So it makes me wonder whether that genuinely just happened and it was a mistake and Elon was like, oh God, what's happened? Or was it a publicity stunt?
I think he knows what he's doing, me. He's a very intelligent bloke. He knows, and I think that's why they've gone for that really weird shaped vehicle, because if they just came out with like a normal looking Tesla that was a pickup and it was, oh yeah, amazing, then you get all the Americans wooing over nothing.
Yeah.
But like they brought that out, and like I've seen a few YouTubers filming their reactions when it come out, and there was a bit like they didn't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
But like, for example, imagine the first ever car that came out. I bet everyone thought, what the hell does, like, it looks ugly.
Yeah.
Like, you remember like the old fashioned cars? Like who was the first person to like bring out a modern car that was kind of like bloody like so different?
Yeah.
Maybe like Elon's brought that new. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it was a car that was it like a cactus or something, some Citroen cactus.
I don't know.
There was it was like a really ugly looking car. And you've pointed out a few times saying it looks
oh,
awful.
I know which ones you mean. I don't know the name of it. It is
I think
ugly,
a few people have tried to like come out with like a modern version of a car.
Yeah.
And failed, but you never know. Like with Elon, because he's such an influential person, he might be.
Yeah.
Like if he brings out all these Teslas that are so like different, and people are wanting to buy these cars, maybe like other brands like Ford and other car, what do you call them? Car companies, manufacturers. That's the word I'm looking for. Would jump on the same bandwagon.
Yeah, it's true. It is because he is such an influential figure in that respect. Yeah. But it's just insane to me, because I looked at that car and I was like, that is disgusting, and like genuinely nothing will change my mind on that, because I think it's really ugly.
See, I'm very like, I don't know. I
thought
think
you'd have a different point of view.
I just think, right, imagine being in that car, like all the high tech around you, spacious, like you've got a massive big screen with all that your apps and whatever it is, like you can even have self drive, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and just driving down the road in that, people are like, what the hell is that kind of thing? You know,
you'd get very mixed reactions.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I'd rather drive around something like that than a Ferrari, for example, because you just look like a show off in a Ferrari.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just a bit different. I just see it from like a tech point of view.
Yeah.
And if anyone does your heading, you can just bump into them and you'll not get any dents in your car.
Oh, will you? Who knows?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Well, it's like the smash window thing. What's your views on that?
I do think it's a publicity stunt, because like you said before, he's a clever guy. He would never have let that happen if it wasn't for a reason.
Yeah.
And he's tweeted about it since and stuff like that, saying, oh God, like maybe I'll learn from this and stuff. But I do think it's a publicity stunt, because it's going viral.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, again, it's an opinion. I might be completely wrong, but there's a lot of people suspecting the same thing across like social media and stuff.
Just because you know how clever he is, really, hasn't it, mate? More than anything.
Me personally, I should have never found out about that, because I'm not into cars.
Yeah.
I know nothing about Elon Musk, but I know bits about him, but I know about it because it's gone viral on social media and everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't know about it. It shouldn't be targeted at me, but it is.
No, exactly,
because it's gone viral.
I think it's a clever move. I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think he's done the right thing.
I think he has. And the thing is, he said that, so there was like a sledgehammer, they hit it with a sledgehammer, and there was like a little crack that they didn't notice, which led to this steel ball smashing the window.
It hit the bottom of the door.
Yeah.
And the wind, like, obviously the window is not attached to the door.
No.
Maybe, like, I don't know. That seems a bit of a cop out to me personally.
I know.
I mean, fair enough. Like, because I remember watching the launch, he threw that metal ball at it, and the ball didn't go through. And I'm assuming if he did that in any other car,
it'd
probably just shatter. So it's not like I don't know. It's not like a complete failure, but if he's going on about it saying it's completely indestructible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a clever move from him personally.
Yeah.
It's got people talking, and obviously people have pre-ordered it.
Well, exactly.
But it's going back to what we've mentioned previously about brands. Like, people will buy it because it's a Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, if Apple came out with an Apple product that was like looked ridiculous, and people would still buy it.
Yeah, of course they would. It's Apple. Yeah.
Talking about Apple, I've ended up dropping into the ecosystem, haven't I?
I can't believe it.
I know, I can't myself. I'm ashamed.
So what have you got now? You've got an iPad.
Yeah, Mac and an iPhone.
An iPhone. What's happened
to you?
The
biggest hypocrite on the island.
What has happened to you?
I don't know. I mean, Jonah, if he's watching this, he's the main culprit of this. Yeah. But like, I've never been like obsessed with like using one like brand. I'm kind of like just whatever's the best spec, whatever I feel fits my my usage is what I normally go for. But I moved over to a Mac because like all the Adobe products work so much better on it. And like the Mac that I've got's not much more different specs to what my Windows computer was, but everything runs so much more smoothly.
Yeah.
And you've got things like AirDrop and stuff like that literally just goes. I've just done a video, AirDrop it to my phone, I can post it straight to Facebook. So it's that sort of stuff. But going back to like the brands, again, I'm assuming there's probably similar things with Tesla that kind of people will buy because they're in this like Tesla
bubble,
bubble ecosystem sort of thing where if you've had a Tesla before, it's probably beneficial to have another Tesla. I mean, we've got a Ford at the moment.
Yeah.
Our next car will probably be a Ford.
Yeah, because you get used to something, you get used to the people who are selling it to you and stuff like that. It totally makes sense.
No, it's interesting.
I just think, it is interesting. It's an interesting concept.
Another one that's people are banging out about at the moment is Black Friday, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
What's your views on that?
I don't know, we've spoke about this. I think it was last year, so last Black Friday we spoke about this. And part of me wonders whether to believe the whole hype about it.
I'm split. I mean, that deal that I got on my iPhone was ridiculous.
Yeah, undeniably good. Yeah.
Like, that was the main reason why I got it, because otherwise it's normally like 90 quid a month or whatever it is you pay for.
Yeah.
I've got a really good deal, loads of data, and I thought, and even the guy in the shop was like, we don't tend to do these sort of deals. But I found that deal, was it last Friday?
Yeah, it was last Friday.
Last Friday. Yeah. So last Friday technically isn't Black Friday.
Yeah.
And that deal isn't no longer available.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of gone out. They've realised that everyone's jumped on it and they've kind of gone, well, that's actually a really good deal. I don't know, I just think with Black Friday, a lot of like you see on TV where they say it used to be 600 quid, now it's £300. And I bet if you looked back 3-4 months ago, it was probably still retailing at the same price. I don't know. I'm a bit torn. I think you can get a decent deal out there. But I think it's a bit a fad myself. Yeah. I really do. I just think it's a big hype over nothing.
That's what I think. I'm on the same level as you. Like, I understand that some places will genuinely do amazing deals, and that is brilliant. And especially coming up to Christmas, you can get all, discounted stuff. But I think, like, I've worked in retail briefly before. Yeah. And just from speaking to people, I never worked over Black Friday, so I don't know how it worked when I worked. I'm not going to name the company, obviously, but when I worked there. But from speaking to other members of staff who had been there for quite a while, they've discussed things like how they'll inflate the prices slightly before.
Right.
Or something along them lines, so that when it comes to Black Friday, they'll put a deal on, but really, you're not getting that good of a deal.
Yeah.
You can go Boxing Day, you can get your summer sales, your winter sales, anything similar to Black Friday. Yeah, so I think that day in itself, or the weekend, whatever, is a bit of a hype. Yeah. You can get good deals, but
I think a few people like Tesco's and stuff like that, I think they do put on some ridiculous deals, like but it's normally like really cheap TVs that they put out. So it's like a 14-inch LCD screen for like 40 quid.
Yeah.
And everyone hypes over it, but like, they probably never sell that product. They probably get it in just for Black Friday, and they know they can sell it for really cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really torn between it.
I think the fact that people use social media and they're online and stuff a lot, helps with the Black Friday sales for sure, because I've noticed every company that I follow on Instagram or like smaller companies on Facebook and things like that, everyone jumps on the bandwagon of Black Friday, and they're able to promote constantly, and people will buy it.
Yeah.
People definitely jump on that bandwagon of Black Friday getting the deals.
It's probably a good thing for business, because businesses to jump on that bandwagon, because it'd be stupid not to.
Exactly.
To be
honest. Yeah.
If a lot of people probably hold off spending stuff just to wait for Black Friday. So I don't know. I just find, like, again, with social media hyping around Black Friday and stuff like that, that excels it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, 5, 6, 7 years ago, Black Friday wasn't that massive from what I can remember. I mean, I might be wrong, but due to social media these days, it's like the biggest thing since sliced bread. Going for Black Friday, going all in and buying new TVs and fridges and whatnot and stuff like that. But I just think, like you said, if you look at like other deals, like summer deals and stuff like that, they're probably not much different to Black Friday.
Not from my experience, no. I mean, like, especially the clothing companies that I follow, they do these. This is where we kind of going into the influencer kind of route again, like we always end up doing. But I follow these brands on Instagram, and they'll do like 50 dresses for a £5.
Yeah.
So like each dress is £5, and I'm like, sold. Get me on that website. I'm buying them all, kind of thing. But that's not necessarily to do with Black Friday, but it is the way that they know how to target people on social media and kind of the traps that people fall into. And they might not be the best quality stuff.
The traps that you fall into all
the time.
Well,
not just me. Lots of other people.
Every deal and competition, I think
and mystery boxes.
Every one of them, I think you've entered into.
Oh, I love it. It's just fun.
I don't know. Like you said, I don't know. We've done Black Friday campaigns before in the past when I've worked for previous companies.
Yeah.
We'd literally blacked out everything on our social media, so all the cover photos, profile pictures, everything was just black.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a spike in terms of like web traffic. We had messages, what's going on, what's happening. Massive amount of people visiting the site. And then we did an ad campaign, again, that was all right. It was rushed, we had low budget, and it didn't get as many conversions as we thought it would be, because people on Black Friday expect a ridiculous deal.
Yeah, exactly.
And the deal that they was offering was like 20%, which is like, because they kind of got caught red-handed with the fact that, do you know, like they do 20% deals all the time.
All the time, yeah.
So they launched
Black
the
Friday
20.
Was nothing special.
Yeah, so they launched. It was like building this hype. We was told to build hype for it.
Yeah.
We built an amazing hype. We got given a budget. Web traffic was insane. They launched, and we was like, is that the deal you want to launch with?
Yeah.
They launched with a mediocre deal. It wasn't a Black Friday deal, and then it didn't do as well as they thought it would be. And then we looked at our competitors, and they was like double the deal that we were offering.
That's what people expect though on Black Friday. That's the thing, isn't it? They expect absolutely ridiculous deals.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes me think as well about the way that companies should be marketing themselves at the moment. We spoke to someone yesterday, and we were talking about kind of like, it was like a versus, so like traditional campaigns.
Yeah.
Where it's like your very traditional content that everybody does, and then your newer stuff that's up and coming, that's digital, that's like podcasts and stuff like that people TikTok, are really starting to engage in, And a lot of people don't seem to understand the difference between that. So when it comes to Black Friday and stuff, if you want to get out there on Black Friday, put them massive deals out, you've got to be doing it in the most up-to-date marketing way.
Yeah.
Because
that's the thing is, I've always said this, and I've said this to you numerous times.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what new technology comes out, I will always study it, see how it works. TikTok comes out, I could have gone, it's only for kids, and just like block it off completely. But again, I think it's so important for like marketing agencies to adapt to these new apps that are coming 100%. Out. That are not probably as strong as these other ones, but they've got the potential to be strong. If not stronger than Facebook and Instagram or whatever like that. Yeah. And I think these other traditional marketing, they'll turn into traditional marketing, where it's like they just do what they know rather than adapting. Yeah. I mean, I had mixed opinions about that company, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? It's just people, like we spoke about, I think it was the last podcast we spoke about, it's like people keeping up with the changes that are happening in like, whether it's marketing or social media or anything in general, it's keeping up with it, because you're going to just fall into that trap of doing the same old thing over and over again, and that will stop working eventually.
100%. Well, it already has started doing that. Like, organic reach has gone down. People are worrying. It's like, say you put a post out, a video, and it's not doing as well as you usually do. You have to pay for adverts. It's like people are relying on social media platforms too much. And again, if an algorithm changes or something changes and they're stuck in that one platform, they'll really get hit by it. So it's just a case of adapting. It's all free at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, say if something happens to Mark Zuckerberg tomorrow, and someone else takes control of the company and imagine if they start charging for Facebook, will it have the same, like, I don't know, like a monthly subscription, like £10 a month? Will you still use Facebook?
No way, not exactly. I wouldn't pay for anything like that.
You can't rule stuff out like that, because you never know what might happen. So it's, again, there's all these social media platforms. Knowing what social media does well for what audience, what kind of product you're selling, and just, I don't know, just keeping your hands...
Keeping up to date.
Yeah, keeping up to date.
Ahead of your competitors.
What's that?
Ahead of your competitors.
Oh, no, yeah, always.
That's what I always say.
Try and what to do for time. We've got another 10 minutes to keep cracking on. Anything else you want to talk about? I think I've put you under the spotlight.
You have put me on the spot. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. There's loads going on at the moment, but...
Yeah. What do you think of podcasts as a medium on social media, like?
I think they're incredibly important. They're just so up and coming. It's like, it's really actually a bit nerve-wracking to sit here and do it. Like, I always feel nervous before we start doing them, but as soon as you get in the flow, it's fine. But it's just so worth, if you can, taking the opportunity to do it. Like, obviously, we've got the lighting, we've got the microphones and stuff like that, so we've got a pretty decent setup.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. It could be a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I want my own big studio with this and this and that. But again, the reason for us just doing it is because we're sitting down here and discussing things, having a good chat. I don't know, I just think with podcasts these days, we were speaking with all our friends, and like I was surprised how many people actually listen to podcasts. I know. It's not like a subject that you bring up with your mates. Go, oh, did you listen to that podcast last night? We're really good. We normally talk about TV programs and stuff like that, but when we actually dropped it in there about podcasts, everyone chirped up and was like, oh, I listen to this. So I don't know. I think again, a lot of companies are starting to do podcasts, and I do feel there is a value for it. I've got another one in mind. It just needs planning a few logistics, but this what we're doing now, I just think a lot of couples will get benefits from it, because it's kind of like you say, put the phones down for an hour, discuss certain topics, because you might have seen that Cybertruck thing online and just go, oh yeah, but that's amazing, and then I might have done it and go, oh, that's amazing, and then like, you know what I mean? It's just good to discuss about things.
Definitely, and it keeps us up to date with stuff. Like it like for me, it gives me a reason to, you know, check out what's going on in the world and what the latest updates are with social media, and it's interesting. It's good to keep up with stuff like that.
Going on about bloody updates in the world, that's going on in Malta at the moment.
Oh God, I wouldn't even want to start like commenting on that, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a touchy subject, but it looks chaotic at the moment.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I'm not going to go into specifics because I really don't want to get involved in it, because I don't know what people's opinions are on it. But it's like, it's a very controversial but very interesting like thing to read. Yeah. So just keep up to date with Maltese news, because it is quite interesting at the moment. I'm not going to say what it is. You've been doing
lots of reading about it, haven't you?
Yeah. But it's like, it kind of, with the whole podcast thing, it kind of ties into what we were saying before with keeping up to date with, you know, your marketing strategies and stuff like that. There's no reason why businesses shouldn't be doing podcasts.
Oh, 100%.
Even if you've got the cheapest of cheap equipment, just start. And by the time you've got your really amazing equipment and you've got your good microphones, you've got your proper light in a studio setup, you're going to have an amazing podcast, and you're going to be more comfortable on camera and stuff like that. It's the way forward. And I love doing this.
Well, I don't even think it's for like the video side of things, because it's more... Like I think we had like 3,000 streams on Spotify for one of our podcasts, which to think about, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Weird that many people have listened to us.
I mean, I don't know if that was just for one or for them all in general. I'm not too sure. But like, when I was looking at the analytics, it's like the attention's is there, if you know what
exactly,
I mean.
yeah.
People are listening to it on the way to work,
yeah.
this and that. With video, again, you have to... I listen to or watch podcasts quite a lot. I normally have them in YouTube and that on the background when I'm working and flip between back and forward.
Yeah.
And that's where you find out about a lot of these topics.
Exactly, it's interesting.
And you're just getting someone else's opinion. Like, again, the Cybertruck thing. I was listening to a podcast and they were discussing about that for ages. And it's like... kind of like opens your mind a bit because you're getting someone else's opinion.
Yeah.
And I always say it's like having a conversation with someone without being in the conversation.
Yeah, I get you. Just kind of sit there and listening to it and kind of taking all the information in.
And like I say, a lot of people like listen to these on work when they're at the gym.
Yeah.
So I advise a lot of people to...
100%. Also, at the gym, it feels like my session flies by when I listen to a podcast. Yeah, so that's a tip for you. If you go into the gym, listen to a podcast. If you don't enjoy, go into the gym. It really gets
takes your mind off, doesn't it?
It definitely takes your mind off it, yeah. So they're so worth it.
100%.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to discuss?
I think we've, not from me. I'm all talked out, I think.
Talked out. Yeah. Another good podcast as
always.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, stream it on Spotify, iTunes. But yeah, we'll be doing these on a regular basis as usual. If you've got any topics you want us to just discuss, let us know. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
See you soon.
High five.
Woo!
Back to work again.
Back to work again.
Let's go.
Yeah, with that.